Recording this video after close trade Tuesday 29th of May 2012. Back into it after a long weekend, couple of days off last week, and yeah, not a bad day, but it's a funny old market. Felt really jittery today. It's like it was on coffee or something. We had a fair bit of activity, closed up at 33.50, 1.8 million contracts traded, and this has given us a high volume churn bar here. Better volume shows these as green bars on the histogram here and blue bars, just to confuse everybody, because that's the coloring for professionals, here on the price bars, and that just means that's a relatively high volume for a relatively small range. And it's interesting, you know, we've dropped through the support level on the daily chart and we're coming back up. This support level could turn into resistance at this point. You know, a high volume churn bar here. If we kind of go nothing, do nothing over the next couple of days and kind of turn around at this point, we're headed down. But you know, let's give it a couple of days, see what the market actually does. In terms of these higher time frames, we didn't get the pullback to end of trend down here. Finally, with today's activity, we kind of punched above that pullback level, so we got kind of you know, professional buying going on here. We've not seen exhaustion on the upside yet. I'll show you the tip bar charts kind of showing that, but with the punch through that we got up today into the 30s, better X trend is now kind of reversed around. So we were holding underneath that little lip there, but we got a little bit of strength, so we kind of punched through there. In terms of the 40,000 tip bar chart, so you know, the bottom was made over the last week. Exhaustion, selling, bullish divergence kind of comes in. We find a bottom here, and then this is kind of the activity over the last few days. This is Monday, Memorial Day, really low volume kind of stuff going on here, not a lot of activity. But after we got up into these highs today, we had this sell-off, and this is where the blue professional bars kind of came in and held the market, and from there we've rallied. So that would suggest to me that we're going to punch through this resistance level. We've not seen on the 40,000 any kind of high readings on better momentum, so we'll have a little bit more strength here. On the 13,500 tip bar chart, again, you can see here all these blue professional bars kind of coming into that low. It was a flush pattern, flushing out the last of those sellers at that point. We kind of gone up here, and it's almost like we got an exhaustion buying signal up here at 35, but that's almost kind of showing the strength, trying to get this move to break through 35. So I still think we're going to get a couple of days of strength. I mean, I don't think it's going to be run away. I just feel as if we're moving in. It's almost like a complex correction on the way up. In terms of my day trading, had a good day. Two trades, 4 points. Got long at the beginning of the day at 26.25, but then coming into we had consumer confidence at 9 a.m. I jumped out at 27.25 just because we'd had quite a lot of weakness, and I just wanted to wait for the number. And then I jumped in right before the number at 28 even, and then the number came out, and this is what we had. A huge kind of spike down, barely held on with my stop wasn't hit, luckily, and then we tested with an amateur down bar here and then raced away for this first move, this first kind of trend move here. But you know, although the consumer confidence number was a bad number, you can see it was all blue professional bars picking up at the lows. You know, they were just using that bad news in order to shake people out. Kind of held the market here. We tested with this amateur down bar. Let me just show you that. So that's the professional activity, testing with the amateur down bar, bang, and we race away to the highs. I moved my target from 32 to 31 and got out on this next move up with 3 points. It was good for another 2 after that. The pro signals exit kind of went off at about 33, but I've made my 4 points with my 2 trades, so I was quite happy with that. And then you can see the bullish bearish divergence kind of comes in here. The market slinks away. We try to make pullback to end of trend, doesn't hold, and then we break through the support level here. We come back up to test blue professional up bars here at this point into that support area. Support becomes resistance, bang, and we fall down. And on the way down, you can see pullback to end of trend here. We've had our exhaustion selling. First bullish divergence kind of comes in here, and a couple of nice tests. This is the nicest one here, Rambo test right down at 22. So we're trying to find a bottom there. Amateurs kind of leading the way, trying to sell it short, expecting a break of this 22 level. It's very weak selling at that point, bullish divergence here, and then we race away to the upside, and we're pull back to end of trend up at 34 here with exhaustion buying. So we might have a little bit of weakness, you know, overnight and into tomorrow, whatever. But I still think, you know, on these, we've got a little bit of ways to go in order to get those exhaustion buying signals on the higher time frame, the 13,500 and 40,500 kind of tip bar charts. Here's the old Facebook. I mean, it went down to 28. I feel sorry for everybody who's kind of got suckered into this thing. I mean, it's just got a little bit more activity. This is volume kind of down here, kind of coming today in the 28, 29, 30 kind of region. But hell's bells, that's not good. I mean, I think that's down like 35% off the highs on day one or something like that. And Apple, again, this is the chart I'm waiting for. This is this kind of cyclical top, which will be a dirty end of trend, kind of up here. So, you know, that's the point where if we start to turn over and then break this low kind of down here, then that's it in terms of psychology for the market, where we're into a bigger downtrend move. And then the poor old euro down at 124.8, kind of closing down here. Big sell-off readings kind of down here on better momentum. We've fallen through a support at this point here on the daily chart. That was falling through the ice. Another blue professional bar kind of down here. We'll see. It's a big reading. Blue professional bar kind of down here. We could end up with a pro-signal exit. It's not going to turn it around, but it could halt it for a couple of days. So just have to wait and see there. So there we go. I'll tag on my day trades if you're interested in that. And yeah, good to be back kind of trading, but it was kind of those odd kind of days, jittery coffee-induced days. So hopefully it'll be a little bit smoother tomorrow. On 26.25, long 26.25. Just checking my stops and targets. The reason for getting long, I think we're going to break into an uptrend above this kind of 26.50, 27 level. 1500 tip bar chart. Overnight activity was finding it difficult to get through this kind of 27 level up here. We kind of exhaustion, buying, bearish divergence. We kind of come off. We've had all this blue bars activity, pro activity, kind of getting in at 24. And this looks like a gathering underneath resistance here to me. And if this was exhaustion buying as the end of a blow-off move, it's kind of in the wrong place. It's almost kind of getting going. All that activity is kind of getting going before we get the break into the trend move. So yeah, it's pretty extended at 15,000 on 45. 100 tip bar chart for better momentum, but yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Just break into 27 into a kind of a rush move. Here we go. It's another blue professional bar here, just under resistance. So almost like a, or that is, you know, the start of a kind of a gathering type pattern. So let's see, long at 26.25. Well, we quickly fell away down to 24s, but not giving up on this because it's Rambo patterns kind of down here. Amadeus leading the way, exhaustion selling down here, and that's an unstable pattern. Rambo's into exhaustion selling, so kind of bouncing from there. We'll get cyclical support kind of coming on the 1500 and have another go. But Amada up bars here, so let's just give it a while. Okay, here we go. We just pressed down twice. Once into an Amada down bar, blue professional bar kind of comes in. Came a little bit further down to 24s and extremely weak selling. Bullish divergence comes in. Blue professional bars, almost like buying that breakout. We started to break above the high of that. Got this support behind us here, both these time frames. Here we go, breaking back up to 26 entry point at 26 and a quarter. So hopefully that was enough kind of Amada testing down, and we'll just come back up and try again at 27 and break through. There we go, we got the break to 27 now, so we're breaking above this resistance on, well, it's resistance on 4500. We've got the kind of the swing going this way, so it's nice. 27.5, all of a sudden everybody's realised we're going up. No blue professional bars here on 1500 tip bar chart. I was thinking that maybe one of these would be like a jump in the creek kind of blue professional bars. We kind of get the thing going, but 5,000 on better momentum, which is kind of okay. Here we go. Targets at 30.25. Okay, well, we just spent a lot of time around 27s. Blue professional bar coming in. We just had bearish divergence go off on 1500 tip bar chart, but we're just breaking above resistance here on 500. Thinking of a little bit of a trend move. So 5,000 here could go a little bit exponential in order to get a pro signal exit. I'm just looking for 30.25, but it's finding it difficult. Needs to get excited about this. So still holding out for that, but it's a pity that kind of came in. Just because we're holding here, I think this will just all of a sudden kind of get really fast and run. There he goes. We're continuing to break up, so that's kind of good. looking for that final. So 6, there we go, and 3/4, 29s, 9,000 on better momentum, so keep going. Just kind of stopped dead at 29, rolled off quite a bit here. 29 was this previous high, 4,500 tip bar chart here, so it's technical kind of resistance there. Just hit a whole bunch of people selling at that technical point. I know we've just had first bearish divergence and a flush pattern here, and I'm just like, be unusual not to get an exhaustion buying signal on the 500. So these blue professional bars kind of coming in at these lows, unbelievable. You do all that work to get up to there and then come back down to the 26s. So here we go, hopefully they'll pick it up here. So exhaustion, so kind of exhaustion buying, blue professional bar up here at 29s, but we haven't had exhaustion buying on the 500 tip bar chart. So okay, that was a whole series of Emini bars, Rambo patterns on the 500 tip bar chart, and we bounced back up 28.5. And an Emini bar here, just a little bit of selling, minus 5,000 on better momentum here, 1500 tip bar chart. So here we go, we're trying again at 29s, at 27.25. Just for one reason for getting out, blue professional bar kind of came in on the 1500 tip bar chart here. It looked like it was on the retrace, on this little kind of down move, but we went to break above the highs and then we didn't. So yeah, it's kind of holding here. We're coming up to 8:54 AM, so it's got consumer confidence coming out at 9. So we'll go a little bit quiet, but just don't want to get stuck in a range waiting for the number to come out and just wander. So I'd rather just take a point and just be out for a second. 28 even, long 28 even, and just got a little bit more activity kind of going on there. It kind of looked like it's going to break, was going to break above 28s, above this resistance level here. It's getting pretty excited. It's 8:55 AM. So probably should be waiting for the number to come out, but I just think it's going to pop. So let's see, just long 28 even. Well, number just came out. Just dropped to 24.5, and just a whole bunch of blue professional bars just holding there, coming back up. Cyclical support's going to come in on the 1500 tip bar chart. Don't know what the number was. Probably should not have been in before the number, but it's coming back up again. Whoa! But we hadn't seen exhaustion buying on the upside here on the 500 tip bar chart. To end a move, that's really unusual. So, yeah, we're coming back up. Okay, here was where we've got to kind of hold strong. Emini down bars, Emini down bar here, testing into 25. So blue professional bars picked it up, Emini down bars. So now it's an Emini up bar kind of here. So just kind of picking up the remnants of what's left over after that move. So we're looking at a break above 27, but I'm just conscious got this in the background where all this congestion here with these blue professional bars. So okay, we're making a break up 27, so it was almost just like a really freak out movement in order to get this thing going and come back up, or else we'll come back here, we'll test with the blue professional bar up at 28 and then break the low of it and kind of give way into a downtrend. But we're coming back up, so here we go, up to 28s now, Rambo pattern here. So interesting. It's not all that far away from the highs at 29 now. Right, here we go, 8,000 on better momentum. No blue professional bars come in to take profits. We broke 29.5, so this thing's kind of getting going. That's finally, we get that exhaustion buying signal on the 500 tip bar chart that we'd have to get at least that before this thing kind of turns around. Blue professional bars look like they're picking it up on the retrace here. So we had no blue professional bars at the highs of this yet, so I think we're still going to come up to through 29s. Try it again. Target's at 32 on this one. Here we go, we came into Rambo patterns, 29.5 resistance here on 1500. Came back down, blue professional bars kind of stepping at support here on the 500.
kind of close to the zero line. Not a lot of selling going on here. We're coming back up to 28 3/4. So hopefully we'll have another. I mean, there was a few kind of stops bust here at 29, but not much. So they're all sitting up in the 30s. So let's have another go. Get through there. Get some fireworks. I must admit, I like fast markets, but this is certainly fast. 29s now. There you go. We just popped them through here. 29 up to 30.5. We just went bang. So we're up through resistance on 1500, 5000 on better momentum here. No blue fractional bars yet, so we've got resistance coming on 500, so looking to break that into a trend move, kind of pull back to end of trend. Got the break up through resistance 500 up to 31s. It's kind of bearish divergence here. We're still looking for that pro signal kind of exit targets at 32s. Came out 31 even. Out at 31 even. For 3, which is fine. Gives me 4 for the day, two trades, but it's just really jittery. And 9:20 AM. Look, it's going to hit 32s. That's fine. We've got Dallas Fed Manufacturing come up at 9:30. There we go. 32s just got hit. So that's fine. Just I don't know. I just didn't like the feel of this here. Feels like the data's kind of bursting a little bit. So there, blue fractional bars going off on the 1500 tip bar chart. It's kind of weakish in terms of better momentum. It's probably just waiting for a kind of a number for another leg up, but that's fine. Me done for the day. 9:20 AM. 4 points, 2 trades. Oh, there we go. Finally, number comes out. Dallas Fed Manufacturing 9:30, and we got our pro signal exit up here at 33. Exhaustion bar, exhaustion buying, blue fractional bars kind of come in here, so it kind of marks like a left shoulder kind of area where you might kind of get profit taking and so on. So that was it to 33. Another 2 points in it, but it was fine. Didn't want to. Anyway, I didn't sit through it, so it is what it is. Interesting where this goes. We're in an uptrend on the 4500 tip bar chart, so we've got to make pullback to end of trend on that. And on the higher time frame tip bar charts, we've got this kind of swing that we're playing at. So wherever this ends up, pullback to end of trend is likely to kind of top off on this 40,500 tip bar chart. So interesting.